Woodsie Japomare.
Japoma Radio, muye bue.
Woodsie Japoma Radio, Adishima. Good morning, welcome to the morning news live on Japoma Radio. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, Japoma Radio GH, and on YouTube, King of Kings Media. You can also download the app on your Google Play Store. Coming up, blame majority rejection of e-levy on NPP leadership, Musa Superior, and also resign now, Mr. Speaker, Kabila to backbone. GRA ready for e-levy. This and many more coming your way. I am Josephine Nate. Details shortly. Welcome back. Then using details. Former mayor of the Tamale Municipal Assembly, TMA, and NPP General Secretary Hopeful has blamed the rejection of the electronic transaction levy, e-levy, by the minority member of parliament on the leadership on the New Patriotic Party, NPP. According to Musa Superior, who is also the Deputy Chief Executive of the Forestry Commission, FC, the struggle that the government is going through to pass the e-levy is because of the party's abysmal performance in the 2022 polls. He said the party campaigned vigorously in the 2016 polls, which resulted in the massive victory for the party. Former CPP General Secretary James Kwabena Bonfe has asked Right Honorable Alban Bagbin to resign as Speaker of Parliament. Right Honorable Alban Bagbin is currently in Dubai on sick leave. In a letter dated 6 January 2022 and directed to the Presidency, the Speaker noted his travel to the United Arab Emirates on 7 January 2022 is for a medical review. Reacting to the Speaker's travel aboard, James Kwabena Bonfe also called Kabila opined that Speaker is delaying parliamentary proceedings, particularly regarding to the e-levy bill, which is pending approval with the construction that demands that he travels for treatment. If we need to save the Speaker, let's save the Speaker by asking him to resign quietly, he said. Now on to some local news. The Ghana Revenue Authority, GRA, seems to be preparing the grounds for the implementation of the yet-to-be-approved electronic transfer levy, e-levy. The tax proposal, which is currently in the Parliament, will see the government deduct 1.75% tax on some electronic financial transaction by citizens. The e-levy has been the bone of contention since government presented its 2022 budget statement to the House last year. However, ahead of its approval, a letter from the GRA signed by the directing partnerships such as the ARB Apex Bank to Tega process awaiting the proceed of the controversial bill. We take a break, we'll be right back. Welcome back from that break. President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo has said despite the unnecessary disputation ongoing in regard to the e-levy, as government would continue to pursue that agenda, nonetheless, to revamp the economy. According to Nana Akufo-Addo, the government spent a lot to lessen the burden of Ghanaians during the peak of COVID-19 pandemic, and as such, it has become necessary to get adequate revenue to keep the economy going. Addressing chiefs from Georgia in the Volta region on Tuesday, February 1st, 2022, the president said revenues during 2020 and 2021 went down considerably because of the slowing down of the economic activities that came from the COVID-19 pandemic. Now moving on to some international news. A Democratic who is a member of the House Select Committee investigating the January 6th attack accused former President Donald Trump of depending with witnesses by floating the possibility of pardoning those who took part in the insurrection. Trump, who spoke of the potential pardons during a rally in Texas on Saturday, sank to new lows by dangling the promise of impunity and calling for massive protests of prosecutors investigating him and his business. Now on to some entertainment news. Ghanaian high-life musician Ronald Kweku Dai Appiah, known in showbiz as Bisake Dai, has announced a run of shows in the United States of America, USA, in his bid to promote high-life music around the globe. The multiple award-winning high-life musician kickstarted his tour March 4th, 2022, with two other successive concerts in Phoenix, Arizona and Worcester on March 5th and 6th, respectively. That's the end of the morning news, but before we wrap up, let's take a look at our top stories. Blame minority rejection of e-levy on NPP leadership. Musa Superior and resign now. Mr. Speaker, Kabila to backbone. GRA ready for e-levy. You can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter, Japoma Radio GH. You can download the app on your Google Play Store and also on YouTube, King of Kings Media. I am Josephine Nate. Have a good morning and stay tuned. Up next, sports.